I'm going to say some words and show you some pictures. Two of the words will go together. Look and listen as I say the words. Cat, whiskers, and nest.
Cat and whiskers.
Good job. All right. So now we will go to cat, cow, and kitten.
Cat and kitten.
Marker, pencil, and strawberry.
Marker and pencil.
Foot, hand, and belt.
Foot and hand.
Good job. Stroller, helicopter, plane.
Plane and helicopter.
Eyes, socks, and shoes.
Socks and shoes.
Candle, apple, and flashlight.
Candle and flashlight.
Way to go. Slide, swing, and snowman.
Slide and swing.
Caterpillar, alligator, butterfly.
Caterpillar and butterfly.
Now you will have 4 words to choose from. Tell me the 2 that go together best. Comb, soap, brush, and tissue.
Comb and brush.
Pink, circle, square, 7.
Circle and square.
Key, razor, hammer, nail.
Hammer and nail.
C, 3, M, check.
C and M.
Good job. Now we are going to do some that don't have pictures. Listen and tell me the 2 words that go together best. Running, jumping, eating, and hearing.
Running and jumping.
Books, porch, library, cave.
Books and library.
Bed, garage, pool, and car.
Car and garage.
Good job. Silent, quiet, gentle, and tired.
Silent and quiet.
Rock, shirt, pie, cloth.
Shirt and cloth.
Park, candle, wax, and mirror.
Candle and wax.
Minute, decade, hour, winter.
Minute and hour.
Way to go, that was a hard one. North, Celsius, globe, west.
North and west.
Spring, morning, weekend, afternoon.
Morning and afternoon.
Sniff, eyes, see, hand.
Eyes and see.
Dancing, caring, hearing, smelling.
Hearing and smelling.
Good job at listening. Smooth, wise, rough, heavy.
Smooth and rough.
Affirming, appointing, achieving, accomplishing.
Achieving and accomplishing.
Equal, early, size, alike.
Equal and alike.
Crooked, connected, joined, rotated.
Connected and joined.
Quest, quench, search, literal.
Quest and search.
Good job. Longitude, volume. Attitude, latitude.
Latitude and longitude.
Enthusiastic, envious, effective, eager.
Enthusiastic and eager.
Permanent, temporary, faulty, stereo.
Permanent and temporary.
Disagree, persuade, urge, compound.
Urge and persuade.
Occupied, relevant, complicated, vacant.
Vacant and complicated.
Adventurous, prosperous, reliable, wealthy.
Prosperous and reliable.
Biography, lecture, memoir, parchment.
Memoir and biography.
Intellectual, essential, gradual, crucial.
No.
Do you want me to repeat? Intellectual, essential, gradual, crucial.
Essential and gradual.
Repossess, recycle, renovate, restore.
Repossess and can you repeat the other word?
Repossess, recycle, renovate, restore.
Restore and It was the first one.
Okay. Informal, apathy, imitation, caricature.
Imitation and caricature.
Arid, parched, tricky, serene.
Tricky and serene.
Assimilate, incorporate, retaliate, articulate.
Articulate and incorporate.
This one is following directions. Point to the square at the same time that you point to the X. Go. Good job. Point to the first X, then point to the last square. Go. Point to a square, a circle, and a triangle. Go. Good listening skills. Point to the first circle and the middle square. Go. Point to the first square, then point to the last X. Go. Point to the black circle that is to the right of the square. Go. Good job. Point to the fourth black circle. Go. After you point to the black circles, point to the white X's. Go. Way to go. Point to the second circle and the third triangle. Go. Point to the fourth black circle and the first white circle. Go. Point to the two circles that are to the right of the square, then point to the last square. Go. Point to the big black triangle and the little square and the little white triangle. Go. Point to the last white circle, the little black X, and then go to the black circle. Go. Way to go. Point to a circle and a square before you point to the X and the triangle. Go. That was tricky. Good job. Before you point to the little black X and the big black X, point to the little white circle. Go. Before pointing to the last square, point to the first circle and the first X. Go. Before pointing to the last circle, point to the first triangle and the first square. Go. Before you point to the square on the left side of the circle, point to the triangle and the X. Go. Good job, that was tricky. Point to the first triangle, the second circle, and the last triangle. Go. Point to the second square after you point to the third circle. Point to the second little square after you point to the last big triangle and the last little triangle. Go. Point to the X and the circle after you point to the big triangle and the little black triangle. Go. Good job, that was hard. Point to the little white triangle, then the little circle in the top row, the white square, and the last shape in the bottom row. Go. Point to the middle triangle in the top row, and in the bottom row, point to the second circle, the last square, and the last circle. Go. Way to go, that was hard. If there is a big white circle, point to the X above the black circle. If not, point to the triangle below the square. Go. Point to the third circle in the top row, the shape that is bigger than all the others, and if there is an X in the bottom row, then point to the black triangle. Go. Point to the third X and the third little x after you point to the first X. Go. Good job. Point to the big square and the second circle from the right in the top row, but before that, point to the black triangle and all the circles in the bottom row. Go. Awesome, that was tricky. This is formulated sentences. Now I will say some more words and show you some more pictures. I want you to tell me a sentence using each word I say, and you must make your sentence about the picture. You must use the word I tell you in your sentence. Best.
The girl did the best at ballet.
Third.
The girl with the white shirt is third in line.
When.
When the boy crashed his bike, he got a scrape.
And.
The cat and dog are running to the farmer's.
If.
If the green football team wins the game, Charlie will get ice cream.
Before.
The boy with the purple shirt is before the lady with the pink shirt.
Because.
The policewoman is directing traffic because the traffic lights are out.
Instead.
The boy chose the book about dinosaurs instead of the book about trucks.
Until.
The girl has to wait until the store is open to get her new bike.
Although.
Although the boy has a broken arm, he still rides his skateboard.
That was a good sentence. Unless.
The boy can't play baseball unless he finishes his homework.
Now I will say 2 words with each picture. Say a sentence about the picture and use both of the words that I say. You can use the words in any order. If, then.
If the boy does not catch the school bus, then he will be late for school.
And because.
The boy and girl came with their mother because the dad had to go on a business trip.
Though, even.
The girl could not decide which shirt to wear, even though her mom chose the green one.
Or, and.
The girls can't choose to go to the lions and the elephants or just get balloons.
Before, otherwise.
The boys have to pay before they eat their food, otherwise they will get arrested.
After, until.
The two boys have to wait until their brother and sister are done swinging before they take a ride with their friends.
Good job, those were tricky. This is recalling sentences, so I will say a sentence and you repeat it back to me, okay? The book was not returned to the library by the teacher.
The book was not returned to the library by the teacher.
The coach could not find the uniforms that the team wore last year.
The coach could not find the uniforms that the team wore last year.
The girl stopped to buy some milk, even though she was late for class.
The girl stopped to buy some milk, even though she was late for class.
My mother is the nurse who works in the community clinic.
My mother is the nurse who works in the community clinic.
The boy bought a book for his friend who likes short stories.
The boy bought a book for his friend who likes short stories.
The computers and printers were donated by the school board.
The computers and printers were donated by the school board.
If the rain doesn't stop before noon, the field trip will have to be canceled.
If the rain doesn't stop before noon, the field trip will have to be canceled.
Way to go. The student who won the award at the art show was very excited.
The student who won the award at the art show was very excited.
The class that sells the most tickets to the dance will win a prize.
The class who sells the most tickets to the dance will win a prize.
After the students had finished the book, the teacher asked them to write a report.
After the students had finished the book, the teacher asked them to write a report.
If we had gone straight home after the game, we would not have missed our curfew.
If we had gone straight home after the game, we would not have missed our curfew.
When the students finished studying, they decided to get something to eat before going home.
When the students finished studying, they decided to get something to eat before going home.
Coach gave the trophy to the team that won the track meet on Saturday.
Coach gave the trophy to the team that won the track meet on Saturday.
The students collected and repaired the toys and sold them at the fair.
The students collected and repaired the toys and sold them at the fair.
Before they walked across the stage for graduation, the students lined up in alphabetical order.
Before the students walked across the stage for graduation, the students lined up in alphabetical order.
Before the students were dismissed for lunch, they were told by the teacher to turn in their assignments.
Before the students were dismissed for lunch, they were told by the teacher to turn in their assignments.
That was a tricky one. Good job. The math teacher sorted, labeled, boxed, and delivered their calculators.
The sub-teacher sorted, boxed, and delivered their calculators.
In some countries, the minimum age for obtaining a driver's license is 18 years, considerably older than in this country.
In some countries, the age for driving is 18 years, considerably lower than our country.
Okay, so this is understanding spoken paragraphs. So listen carefully to what I'm going to read to you. Afterwards, I will ask you some questions about what I read. This is called the class vote. The word vote was written in big letters on the board. After taking attendance, doing the lunch count, and passing out new workbooks, Ms. Reed told the class that there would be voting on which animal would be their next class science project. She told them, remember, it has to be small, easy to take care of, and not dangerous. Jacob laughed and said he'd vote for an elephant. Elena thought a fish would be a good choice, and Caleb wanted a bird. After the votes were counted, Ms. Reed asked the class if anyone had an aquarium to donate for the class project. What is this story about?
Voting for a class pet. Well, science experiment pet.
Who is Ms. Reed?
The teacher.
Tell 3 things Ms. Reed did before she told the class about voting.
She took lunch account, handed out new workbooks, and took attendance.
Good job. What was written on the board?
Vote in big letters.
What 3 animals were suggested?
A bird, an elephant, and a fish.
Way to go. What animal will the class be getting for their project?
Fish.
Why do you think Jacob laughed when he said elephant?
Because it didn't follow any of the teacher's rules.
Name 2 other animals that would make great classroom pets.
A hamster. A rat.
Good job. This one is called the Reading Challenge. Mrs. Martinez, principal of Gonzales Elementary, challenged her students to read 5,000 books between February 1st and May 1st. The 5th graders had to read twice as many books as the kindergarten students. The principal promised all the students a special surprise if they met their goal. When May 1st arrived, the students had read 5,100 books, and it was time for the surprise. The students were treated to a pizza party for lunch. Afterward, each student received a new book with a bookmark. The principal presented a certificate to the student from each class who had read the most books. What is this story about?
Reading kind of in a competition so that you can have lots of books.
When did the students receive their surprise?
At the beginning of May.
What 2 things did each student get after the pizza party?
A brand new book and bookmark.
Why do you think the 5th graders had to read more books than the kindergarten students?
Because they're more advanced.
Why would some children keep reading books over the summer?
Because they wanted to read books.
Why would it be a good idea to try the same reading challenge next year?
It helps them to read, and they'll probably be excited to get the prize.
Okay. This next one is called The Principal's House. Each day as Carlos rode the school bus, he saw a large empty lot on State Street. One day, large machines leveled and graded the land, and a large hole was dug. Several days later, Carlos saw a cement truck and workers pouring cement for the foundation of a building. Another day, workers nailed a wooden frame together and stacked bricks with mortar to build the outside walls. When Carlos returned to school after his 2-week winter break, he was surprised to see that the building turned out to be a house and that family had moved in. He got an even bigger surprise when he saw his principal walk out the front door. What is this story about?
The principal building a new house.
What did Carlos see on his way to school each day?
The house getting bigger and bigger.
Why didn't Carlos see the building site for 2 weeks?
Because he had winter break.
Name 2 things the workers did after the cement foundation was finished.
They put a wooden frame and put bricks and mortar in.
Good job, that was tricky. What happened to the building during winter break?
It got fully built and the family moved in.
What might Carlos tell his friends when he gets to school?
He found the principal's house that they built.
Good job. So this is word definitions. I'm going to tell you a word and use it in a sentence. I will then ask you to define the word or tell what the word means. You can define or explain what a word means by telling what kind of thing it is and by telling some things about it. For example, I may say, the word is giraffe, as in, the children said the giraffe is over there. You can tell me what the word giraffe means by saying, a giraffe is an animal with a long neck and spotted skin that lives in Africa or in a zoo. Okay. Alone. The girl said, I want to be alone.
Alone means when you're by yourself.
Little. Dad said, there is little left in the box.
Little means not very many.
Simple. My brother said it was simple to do.
Easy.
Cactus. Grandpa said, don't touch the cactus.
A spiky plant that lives in deserts and sometimes can give you water.
Award. The coach said, you deserve this award.
It's a prize if you do something good.
Guitar. The salesperson said, this old guitar is very valuable.
A guitar is a string instrument and you use your fingers or a little chip thing to strum it.
Decade. The reporter said, it's been a decade since the last snowfall.
Decade means 10 years.
Good job. Souvenir. Mom said, everyone will get a souvenir.
It's something like if you go somewhere and you bring back a souvenir, it's like a little thing that, like it may say like where you were, the name of it, and it's something that reminds you of when you went there.
Committee. The secretary said, we'll form a committee to solve this problem.
Committee, like a group, and they
A pedestrian. The driver said, where did the pedestrian go?
a person walking by foot usually, and they just walk around.
Priority. The boss said, we need to make this a priority.
Priority, like something you need to do.
Autobiography. The librarian said, look in the autobiography section.
An autobiography is when you, it's like a book written by yourself about you.
Treaty. The general announced, we signed this treaty.
Treaty, is something like a thing that you sign to say like you'll follow the rules.
Negotiation. The car dealer said some people avoid negotiation.
Like talking. Wait.
Metamorphosis. The science teacher said we will be observing a metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis is like when like a butterfly changes from a caterpillar into a butterfly.
Way to go, that was hard. Valley. Grandma said they went to the valley.
A valley is like a flat land, like a plain with usually some grass, and it's sometimes like in between the hills.
Loyalty. The new captain said thank you for your loyalty.
Loyalty means like you're helpful and you're like you'll stay by their side and you're loyal.
Conservation. My teacher said conservation will help our world.
And like if you like if you say stuff.
Perseverance. The team leader said we accomplished our goals with perseverance.
Like keeping on the right track.
Riddle. The girl asked, do you know a good riddle?
Riddle is like a little tale, and it's kind of tricky to solve, and there's some tricks in it.
Acknowledgement. The instructor said the author did not get the proper acknowledgement.
Like when you say okay, like
this is sentence assembly, and each time you will make 2 sentences using the words that I show you.
If it is cold, you'll need to wear a coat. You'll need to wear a coat if it is cold. The man was followed by the dog. The dog was followed by the man. He finished his homework before he played hockey. He played hockey before he finished his homework. The teacher didn't assign homework. Didn't the teacher assign homework? She bought the car after she got the job. She got the car after she bought the job. The runner isn't going to win the race. Isn't the runner going to win the race?
Where do you get the question?
The girl didn't put the keys in her pocket. Didn't the girl put in the keys in her pocket? We shouldn't cross the street here. Shouldn't we cross the street here?
Good job.
The woman didn't put the lamp on the table. Didn't the woman put the lamp on the table? Did the girl buy the boy an ice cream cone? Did the boy buy the girl an ice cream cone? You could fix that with glue. Could you fix that with glue? Isn't the restaurant going to deliver the pizza? The restaurant isn't going to deliver the pizza. Even though she ate it, it was hot. Even though it was hot, she ate it. Was it hot even though she ate it? Did the student send an application? Oh, did the student send the manager an application? The student did send the manager an application. She kept it even though it was broken. Even though she kept it, it was broken.
Way to go.
Don't you know where you put it? Where don't you put it, you know? He can't remember if he mailed it. Can't he remember if he mailed it? The person who is the nicest has the most friends. Oh, the nicest is the person who has the most friends. He caught the bus after he left the house. He left the house after he caught the bus. The boy who won the contest was clever. Who the boy was clever who won the contest?
That was a hard one. This is semantic relationships. Now remember to tell me the two correct answers. If you need me to, I can repeat each one once. An hour is longer than a
C and A.
Teenagers are younger than
B and C.
the ball rolled to the left of the goal. The ball was
Can you repeat that again?
the ball rolled to the left of the goal. The ball was
A or B?
in the alphabet. G comes
B and C.
Way to go. In any month, the 17th comes
C and D.
The teacher said more people in the class got C's than A's, but most people got B's. There were
C and A.
Good job. Dan is taller than Jeff, and Lee is taller than both of them. Dan is
B and D.
Wanda saw Joe, but not Ricardo or Sandy. They saw her, though. Who was seen?
D and A.
The dog sat under the table next to the cat. The food was in a dish on the table. The food was
D and B.
The librarian said, "The library has fewer books on history than on science, but it has the most books on art. There are
D and B.
Way to listen. The pencil was in the box. The box was in a bag next to the locker. The pencil was
C and B.
The chart lists the countries in alphabetical order. Norway comes
C and D.
Jeff said math is first, followed by science, and then lunch. Math is
D and B.
a 3:15 is
A and C.
Carlos chose Luis and Dan was chosen by James. Who was chosen?
B and D.
Marie is first in line with Angie and Ken, standing behind her. Luis squeezed between Angie and Ken. Luis is
A and C.
If a person lived for exactly a quarter of a century, he is
D. And B.
Joe likes to feed the dog after taking it for a walk. Bill prefers the reverse. When does the dog get fed?
B and C.
Samira cooks dinner Monday through Thursday, and Raj washes the dishes. Samira and Raj switch duties the other days of the week. What will Raj do during the week?
Repeat that.
Samira cooks dinner Monday through Thursday, and Raj washes the dishes. Samira and Raj switch duties the other days of the week. What will Raj do during the week?
A and C.
Joe was born in June, AJ in August, and Frank in February. Each year,
B and C.
good job. Now you will read some stories. After you read each one, I will ask you some questions about them. Here is the first story. It is 2 pages long. Read it to yourself and tell me when you are finished.
Read it out loud.
No, to yourself.
I'm done.
Now I'm going to ask you some questions about the story. You may look at it to help you answer the questions. Answer the questions as best as you can. What is this story about?
Omar has science homework and he has to describe wind, and he doesn't understand it at first, and then he figures out that that he can make a wind chime so that he can describe it better, and so his brother Jamel helps him.
Why did Omar's brother quickly agree to help him?
He made a wind chime before.
Name 4 things they gathered to make the wind chime.
Old forks and spoons, a round plastic lid, hammer, and string.
What is the first step in making the wind chime?
They poked holes in the edge of the lid with the hammer and nail.
Good job at looking for the answer. What is the second step?
They cut different lengths of string to put it through the holes.
What is the third step?
They tied a fork or spoon to each piece of string.
What do you think Omar will get on his homework? What grade?
An A+.
Why is What a Breeze a good name for the story?
Because well, he's doing science homework and he's supposed to study the wind, and breeze also means like easy, and so he's saying like it's easy, and it's also a good name because it's windy.
Good job. Here's another story. Read it to yourself and tell me when you are finished.
You're only one page.
Okay. Now I'm going to ask you some more questions. You may look over the story to help you answer. Answer the questions as best as you can. What is the story about?
Well, Selena and her aunt were outside eating a snack, and then they got annoyed by flies, and Selena remembered that there's a plant that eats small bugs like flies, and so she read about it, and then she figured out that it really wasn't the easiest way.
What did the leaves of the Venus flytrap look like?
They look like teeth.
What does the Venus flytrap use to attract insects?
A smell.
When an insect lands on a Venus flytrap's leaf, what is the first thing that happens?
The leaf closes and traps the insect.
Good job. Where does the plant grow wild?
In North Carolina.
What are 3 things you need to do to grow the plant successfully?
Exposure to sunlight about 5 hours a day, rainwater, and a little fertilizer.
Why does Selena decide the Venus flytrap isn't the easiest way to get rid of flies?
She remembers that her grandmother scares off flies with a fly swatter.
What do you think Selena will ask her aunt to buy at the store to get rid of the flies?
A fly swatter.
Good job. Now I'm going to ask you to write. You will use this pen and this page If you make mistakes or errors while writing, please cross them out and continue writing, and do not erase. So here's a paragraph about class schedules. It was the first day of school, and the kids stood in line to pick up their class schedules. Betty was new at the school, and the next sentence is incomplete. Read the half sentence aloud and write the rest of the sentence so that it is complete and follows the first sentence and makes a story.
What? I read this.
Yep. And then write 2 more sentences.
Betty was new at the school and
Another one. Okay, now here's another one. Morning announcements. The principal makes announcements every morning, usually about the weather, the lunch choices, and upcoming school events. However, today was different. All she talked about was...
I read that again.
Yeah, finish the sentence.
River to do was finished.
Now another one.
Do I have to spell it right?
Just try your best. Good job.